Welcome, foolish mortals, to a Disney history video. I'm your host, your ghost host, and today we are going to be talking about a character within the Disney parks that a decent amount of people, based on a lot of the comments that I read on one of my previous videos, don't know who he is. I'm of course talking about Epcot's unofficial mascot, Figment. Now, when the park opened back in 1981, it was definitely was not a park centered around children, with very few rides, heavy walking, very heavy focus on the future, very long distances between attractions. This just was not the place for kids on a hot day in Central Florida. Now, jump to 2 years later, a new ride is brought into the park, Journey into Imagination. This would probably be the most kid-friendly ride there. Here we meet a jolly scientist in a blue suit, top hat, and a very dapper red beard. This man is simply known as Dreamfinder. He is accompanied by a small purple dragon named Spyro. Did I catch it? He is accompanied by a small purple dragon that he's dreamed into existence by this man named Dreamfinder, and he calls him Figment. Think of it as like Pikachu to Ash, Mushu to Mulan. They're the two are thick as thieves. The ride is introduced with the song, and a lot of people hate this because it gets stuck in your head. And I've had it playing on repeat on my phone because I did actually buy this song. It's actually not a bad song to listen to. I actually really enjoyed listening to it while I was mowing the lawn. One little spark that would indeed get a Dreamfinder and Figment. You know, it was great. It would play as guests as they ventured on the ride. Now, here's what gets me. Now, Figment didn't get much time away from the ride itself. He was pretty much just, it was like he was thrown into the ride. He was about as popular as that one monkey shooting a gun on the Jungle Cruise. We did indeed get a Dreamfinder and Figment meet and greet around the Epcot park, but that was nothing more than a cast member dressed as a scientist himself while carrying a puppet of Figment that the cast member would puppeteer, kind of with a fake arm around the dragon, and his actual arm being up under the dragon, puppeteering it, controlling it. And it was really cool. It's something I really wish we could see to this day. However, it's not a thing anymore. We have actually upgraded to a full-on cast member, but we'll talk about that here later. One really cool thing, if you guys want to see a demonstration on how this was done, if you look up, again, like the one YouTuber I ever really throw into these videos, his name is Disney Dan. I've got him on screen now, and he actually has a puppet of Figment that he puppeteers, and it's really cool. I think it works out great, so definitely go check that out. But we didn't get anything. We got that, but apart from that, we didn't get anything really in the way of merch or anything for Dreamfinder, so we had the ride and pretty much just the meet and greet. Now, that was all fine and dandy. That kept us going until about 1999, when Journey into Imagination would go through its first major refurbishment. This was going to be opening about October, I want to say October 1st of 1999. We are introduced to the name of the ride, which is going to be Journey into Your Imagination, where we meet a scientist from a different attraction, Honey, I Shrunk the Audience, his name being Dr. Nigel Channing, played by Eric Idle. Great actor, hate the scientist. Where's our boy? This version of the ride was not received very well by guests. It was, when the ride opened, Figment was reduced to a few cameos in the Cube movies, a constellation in the Connection Lab. His voice can be heard echoing through the halls, as you guys could say. But anytime he did show up, he would just be constantly shoot off by Channing like he's some fly on the wall. But this really infuriated a lot of guests, so I'm glad I wasn't around for this yet. I didn't get to ride this ride, but it really ticked off a lot of guests, as the one major character that they really enjoyed from the ride, he wasn't there anymore. He was pretty much removed altogether. Not to mention Dreamfinder is nowhere to be found. He's just gone. He just disappeared. Our boy DF just kicked to the curb. He was nowhere to be found. Not even mention of his name, and that's what angers me, because when you walk in the ride, there was like portraits on the wall of great scientists. You had what was his name? Philip Bernard from Flubber, played by the late Robin Williams, and then you had Dean Higgins from the Dexter Riley films. He was there. His pictures are on the wall, but Dreamfinder wasn't. That's what I find to be very dirty. They did our boy DF dirty. Yet the greatness of Dreamfinder, it's like I said, it's just gone. All of this negativity on that ride led to the closing in 2001 for again another refurbishment that quickly. Like, they were like that quick to jump. So let's jump to June of 2022, 2002, where we get our current rendition of the ride, Journey into Your Imagination, with Figment. Now he has his name on the ride, so he is pretty much he is the ride itself now. He plays with you, he sings songs with you, he farts on you. You heard that. He farts on you. Nothing says Disney like being farted on by a dragon. Oh, it has like a smoky flavor to it. With all this Figment hype, we even started to get new character meet and greets again. We got this extremely tall, comically gargantuan Figment that a cast member was able to see through the red stripe, kind of like on the neck there, and the collar. However, in order for him to interact with guests, the cast member inside would have to like bend at an uncomfortable angle and sometimes hold this position to give, like, if any of you have ever had to bend in an awkward angle and hold that. Let's say you just get that one kid who's just like, I don't know if I want to high five Figment or not. And so you're at this angle wearing this dragon costume. And it's like, I can't do it. It was great. Not for the cast member. Not for the cast member at all. He had to bend in that angle and sometimes hold this position as to give the effect that he were looking into the eyes of this kid, these giant lifeless eyes, like a doll's eyes. Now our boy Figment was snapping necks and taking names because the cast members were getting injured in these costumes. So that's not funny. The cast members get injured is not funny. Just the snapping necks and taking names. Because I could see Figment in a mafia suit just be like, you send you regards. And just snapping. Oh, gosh. Okay. Now, the suit itself had like this carpet feel to it. You can even see in that photo it's kind of like a weird stuffed animal carpet. And so, in layman's terms, it was Muppet Figment. Muppet Figment. That would have been cool to see a Figment Muppet crossover into the show once in a while to support or promote the Disney parks. But I don't think Jim Henson was owned by no, they weren't owned by Disney yet. I don't believe. So fast forward to today, when we now have a more slender, cleaner looking Figment, and it looks pretty dapper in my opinion. Let's see. The head size has been reduced. Gone are the Muppet-like textures, and now with a stretchy-like spandex that has scale effects if you're close up in person. So I have not gotten a chance to meet this Figment yet, but I do intend on heading over to the Imagination Pavilion eventually to do so the next time I'm in the park. I'm very excited to meet Figment. The cast member inside still has to bend at an awkward angle in order to meet smaller guests, but that's to be expected when you're a dragon mascot. The Mushu costume got away with it because the Mushu head is just very fat and very large, so I guess that's how, because Figment's a lot taller and slender, kind of, not really. Mushu's a snake. Figment is not. The cast member inside still looks through that red stripe in the sweater, but that has been reduced in size to kind of give the effect that, you know, there's not someone peeking through there, but it is still kind of obvious. But with the head shrunk down, it helps reduce the amount of strain on the cast member's neck, But if you pay attention to the meet and greets, Figment is only out for like 10, maybe 15-minute intervals at a time. So it is safe to assume that the costume still may be quite taxing on the person inside. So they do have to take frequent breaks, or they're switching out often. And I'm pretty sure there's a video somewhere of someone tripping and falling while in the Figment costume. Like day one, he's walking back and he's just like, everything's great, and then tips over. Looks like one of those old Godzilla monsters just toppling over a building.
Well, as we reported yesterday, Epcot started its International Festival of the Arts today.
But tonight, the talk of the event is all about Figment and some popcorn. How long would you wait for a $25 popcorn?
How long would you wait to pay $25 for some popcorn?
Not kidding.
Right? Yeah.
Take a look. It is estimated some people waited hours. I saw some estimates, 6 hours. I mean, these lines are crazy.
Do you like grilled cheese? I like grilled cheese. Do you like waiting in long lines to get said grilled cheese? I do not like waiting in long lines to get said grilled cheese. Do you like waiting up to 6 hours to get said grilled cheese stand just to buy not a grilled cheese, but instead pick up one of these Figment popcorn buckets? I would not know. I did not get to do that, but I don't know if I would have gone to these lengths to get a popcorn bucket. You are in luck if you did these, though, because enter the infamous popcorn bucket That is Figment. During Epcot's International Festival of the Arts, a popcorn bucket filled with sugary rainbow-flavored popcorn, which is great on a hot Epcot day, was introduced, and boy, did it take the world by storm. It is probably one of Disney's most sought-out Disney items, honestly, to this day. Like, their popcorn buckets seem to be their most ridiculous sought-out items. It's hilarious. In a Disney World... Hey, Disney World. Get what I did there? Okay. Because that's Orlando's parks. In a world of, popcorn buckets, this is the creme de la creme, the one that everyone needs. These babies are running up big time, so thanks to the scalpers making this bucket quite difficult to come across. Reports were saying that you could even see people with bags of these Figment popcorn buckets leaving the parks. And that which leads me to think Disney failed hardcore in preventing this, because that was just, I'm sorry, but like, if I would have had time to go, like, what if you are in line for, like, you get in line, let's say they started the lines at like 8 a.m. You wait in line, you get to that popcorn bucket, let's say 3 p.m. You have been in line all those hours just to get up there and then be like, sorry, we're sold out. Now, you think they would have a cast member going down the line, cutting off, being like, all right, we're done. We don't have any more, so please, they're not going to wait for people to walk up to the line just to be like, hey, we're out, go away. No, because, there probably were people who'd be like, I'm just in line for the grilled cheese. Like, I just want a grilled cheese. And I've been waiting in this line for 7 hours for a grilled cheese sandwich. Better be the best dang grilled cheese I ever had. But you would assume that everybody would come in and stop that line. But no, I've seen pictures and I've seen videos of people walking with these trash bags. Santa would be jealous of the size of this trash bag. Somebody get Scott Calvin in here. But just having these people walk around, and I know they got a lot of flack for that, because you're being rude. Come on. You're buying these all up. You're going to flip them for like 60, 70 bucks more than what they already were, and I think they were about, I don't know, 39 bucks, I think. I don't know. I didn't get to see it. All I know is I see them for like 115, 120. I have seen one for $1,000, guys. Like, this is ridiculous. It's a popcorn bucket. Now, yes, it is Figment. It is our boy, but that's too much. It's ridiculous. I was actually able to land one of the 50th anniversary statues of Figment before I was able to actually land a popcorn bucket. So if anyone has an extra bucket lying around, feel free to send it to me. I've got my information in I've got my information below. Just hook your boy up. We've got meet and greets, we've got a ride, we've got pins of plenty, and we've got popcorn buckets. But did you know that Figment actually has his own comic series? The lore alone on this would take a long time to delve into, so I'm going to recommend you go check out this video over here by Disney Dan, my favorite YouTuber, where he covers a very in-depth dive on the lore of Figment and Dreamfinder with the Marvel Comics. Yes, that is right. Marvel did the comics. So I guess that means that somewhere in a very strange universe, when all them Avengers are assembling, you could have had a little Figment in a little Captain America costume. Just pop it in there ready to start fighting with the power of imagination. I would love to have seen that. I actually like it because on Disneyland's ride of the Avengers ride, I don't remember what the name of the ride is off the top of my head, but there is a Figment statue or a Figment in one of the glass containers of the collector in the ride queue. So that's really cool. So I guess that means that Figment is canon to the Marvel series now. But like I said, I link that video below for you guys to go check out for Disney Dan. And Disney Dan, if you happen to be watching this, Dan, baby, let's collaborate. Come on, collaborate with the ghost host here. I'd love to do like a Haunted Mansion lore video with Distery Dan himself. I think that would be freaking phenomenal. Or Offhand Disney. Either of you two are watching this. Come on. Guys, baby, collaborate. Let's do this. All right, so that has been about as in-depth as I can go on who Figment is. So hopefully that answers any questions you all have about who this little purple dragon is. Because I've had some people actually flat out say that they thought that Spyro was being brought into the parks for some reason. And while, yes, he does look like one of those little baby dragons off Spyro, he is indeed not. not one of those dragons. So it is, I hope this answered some questions today about who Figment was. And again, I've said that, you know, I didn't cover it as detailed as somebody else would, but Disney Dan did a great job doing it. So I would highly recommend you go checking out his channel for even more Figment love. So if you guys enjoyed this video, of course, be helpful to me here. Leave your best hitchhiker's thumbs up for this video. If you guys want to see more videos like this and more Disney Dreamlight Valley videos, go ahead and subscribe. Possess that subscription button if you want to help me out. And until then, I will see you guys on the next tour.
Ah, there you are. I see you made it to the end of the video. We quite enjoyed having you with us. Please remember to possess the subscription button. We are dying to see you again. Oh, and don't forget to bring your death certificate.